Hey everybody, Gene Daughtry, the old buy here, pay here guy. I've had shops in 5 different states. I have had shops with buy here, pay here operations and dealt with thousands and thousands of vehicles over the years. I've had the technician come and tell me so many times, it's going to need an engine. And when you hear that, it's just like, why? The thing is running. The customer drove the car here. Well, it's generally I found the repeated word of sludge just keeps coming up. Today I'm talking about a 5.9, and it's similar to a 5.7. You have the mysterious disappearing oil pressure. Driving the vehicle down the road, the oil pressure light or the oil pressure gauge drops down to zero. The engine starts chattering and shaking and making a lot of noise. Maybe it starts to even conk, 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 get a big loud knock in the low end, and you stop and you can't really figure out what's the matter. You check, there's oil. You get back in it, start it up, and there's oil pressure again. Customer drives it or you drive it, and it does it again a little bit later. What that is sludge in the top end of the engine. That old word, I've been repeating it, sludge. And then you get to the truck to the shop, and the technician says, well, you're going to need to put in another engine. And so why is that? Well, in that 5.9 and the 5.7, which are essentially the same design, is the ports where the oil goes from the top part of the engine and runs down the sides of the block down into the oil pan. They get gunked up with the sludge. The sludge holds the oil up in the topper end of the engine, and then the oil pump cannot pick up the oil as it drops back down. The oil pan, by the way, is probably full of sludge as well, so it's a limited amount of how much oil is actually able to be held into the oil pan as well. And so I'm trying to use the engine, trying to go to under performance, putting your foot in the gas, and all of a sudden it's only sucking oil fumes instead of oil, and it just won't go. So the answer to that problem is JilCat Proline engine conditioner. We have taken to those engines just in the last few weeks that we had the same basic problem with. One was more the chatter and the oil pressure dropping. The other one was a low end knock. But it had the same issue where the oil pressure would drop. 2 bottles of the JilCat Proline engine conditioner in those vehicles, drive them for about 50 miles on the freeway. And in both cases, instead of replacing the engine, we continued doing reconditioning and put those vehicles back in the street. And so that saved us at least $2,500 on both of those vehicles. So try the JilCat Proline engine conditioner in your 5.9 or your 5.7 Dodge when you have the disappearing oil pressure or even a low end knock or an upper end chatter, and see what it does for you. www.JilCatProline.com. Thank you.